What's up, everyone? Ben with the BTC Sessions here, and this is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Before we dive into everything, just a couple quick things. Number one, check out my website, btcsessions.ca. This is where you can reach out to me directly and book your own BTC session. We can chat Bitcoin, wallets, proper security, whatever you like. All you need to do here is scroll down to the very bottom. There's a contact form for you there. Secondly, big shout out to the sponsors of the show, Ledn.io. This is where you can use your Bitcoin as collateral to secure a Canadian dollar or, in select international markets, a US dollar loan. So all you need to do is head over to their website, Ledn.io. There's a slider here where if you want a specific dollar amount, you can find out how much of a Bitcoin deposit is required. Interest rates are around 1%. And yeah, so basically it's pretty simple. There's a two-minute fill out to application to get yourself started. And if you're successful, the loans are typically funded within 24 hours into your bank account. I tried it out myself, works like a charm. And if you use the link I provide below, they will credit your account with an additional $50 of Bitcoin should you be successful in securing a loan. So if you're looking to get your hands on cash and would not like to sell your Bitcoin to do so, this might be a solution for you. Anyways, let's move on to the news. And Bitcoin price really has spiked just in the past day. And yesterday we were talking price a little bit, and we said that there was some key resistance in the low 5400s, and there was also resistance levels at 5780 and 5880. Well, we smashed the hell through that low 5400 resistance, and right now, geez, we've kind of been all over the map, but we're sitting close to 5700, but we did get up quite a bit higher than that earlier in the day. We got up to damn near 5,800 on Bitstamp. And so, yeah, they're saying that essentially we do have those two key levels of resistance coming up, 5780 and 5880. So the first time testing that 5780 didn't really work out. We went past it and then just dropped right back down. I guess we'll see, but this could be tough. We could, if we don't keep momentum here, then we could drop below that 5,400 level back to 5,000. But the number that everybody seems to be eyeing is 6,000. Can we get up and past that level, that psychological hurdle? And who the hell knows? Nobody does, really. But I guess time will tell, and so we can sit around and wait and see what happens there. But the interesting thing here is, sure, we got up to around 5,800 earlier today on Bitstamp, but look at what's happening on BitFinex. BitFinex actually broke 6K. It went well over $6,000. In fact, if I just pull it up on my phone here really quick, right now it's sitting, at the time of recording this, it's sitting at around 60, 63. It got as high as 6150 earlier. Why is there such a premium on BitFinex? Well, this has to do with some of the stuff we've been talking about earlier this week and last week, and it's all the Tether drama. So Tether was revealed to be fractional reserve. They only have 74% backing for their coin. And Tether and Bitfinex have the same CEOs. And what happened was Bitfinex has around $850 million locked up in a crypto bank called Crypto Capital. They don't have access to it currently, though they may gain access to it later. Well, they went to Tether and secured a loan, and the loan consisted of the backing of Tether coins. So they gave a loan to the tune of, I believe, $600 or $700 million, meaning that Tether is no longer fully backed one-to-one, which is why they changed their terms of service. And so all of this stuff linked up. So what does this have to do with the Bitcoin price on Bitfinex being higher? How does that work? Well, when people discover that Tether is not fully backed, and when people find that they're having a harder time getting cash, getting dollars out of their Bitfinex accounts, well, what's the next option? Well, you could dive into other coins, but a lot of people are going to dive into Bitcoin and then withdraw their Bitcoin and take it to another exchange. So there's a premium on buying Bitcoin on BitFinex exclusively because lots of people are trying to do it just on that exchange. And if you think that's stupid, you could just do arbitrage. You can't, because you can't, if you took your Bitcoin from another exchange, let's say you had Bitcoin on Bitstamp at $5,800 and you're like, yo, I'm going to send this over to BitFinex to make my $300. What then? You get there, you send your Bitcoin over, and then you take out the dollars. Oh, wait, you can't. You're stuck. Sure, you could try screwing around with other coins, but the market on BitFinex is kind of messed up because of this tether drama, which has resulted in that premium that has been around 4%, a 4% premium on Bitcoin for that platform. So yeah, interesting to see how price is affected by things like this. Now, this is the same kind of thing that happened on Mt. Gox in 2014. If you haven't heard of Mt. Gox, then obviously you're a little bit newer, but anybody that was around back then in 2014 when that imploded, it was the largest Bitcoin exchange on the planet by far. Most of the liquidity was there, and what happened is people were having a hard time getting dollars out. And so all of a sudden there was this kind of premium on Bitcoin there, and it was, people they couldn't get dollars out, so their only option was to buy Bitcoin and send the Bitcoin elsewhere. Well, the problem here was that in the end, it ended up being totally insolvent, and eventually you weren't able to get Bitcoin out either, and so the Bitcoin actually ended up going for a lower price. So when it was going for $600-700 elsewhere, you would see Bitcoin on Mt. Gox for a couple $100, less than $200 sometimes. And people took a gamble and said, well, I'm going to buy cheap Bitcoin on Mt. Gox because I think it's just a temporary issue. Those people got screwed. So, I'm not saying that BitFinex is Mt. Gox. I'm just saying that the stuff that happened on Mt. Gox before it collapsed is currently happening at BitFinex. Anyways, I'm not saying that BitFinex is going to collapse or anything, but when there is worry in the market and you can't get out money one way and you're forced into another asset in order to do that, then you see these skews in price. So that's what we're seeing here. Anyways, let's move on. I found this very interesting. So Square Cash, Square, Cash App, all that kind of stuff. So this is, you can buy Bitcoin through this. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, is behind Square and behind Cash App and all this. Anyways, the quarterly sales on Cash App continue to grow. And somebody did a projection. If the sales on Cash App continue at their current trajectory, what will happen, even just in the next year and a half? Well, let's take a look at this crazy graph. So the green here is the number of Bitcoin that are mined in a given period of time. So in this instance, it's in a quarter, so over the course of 3 months. Well, and here are the purchases on Cash App for each quarter, and you can see them growing at a rate of around 5.5 times yearly. Okay, so what we see is we start to see that, getting up into Q4 in this year, projected to have all purchases just on Cash App amount to half of all of the new Bitcoin that are mined. Now, keep in mind, there are still other Bitcoin on the market that other people are reselling, but I'm talking about new coins coming into the market. Half of them are being eaten up by Q4 of 2019 by Cash App alone. You get to Q1, it's even more, and all of a sudden, what the hell happens here in Q2 of 2020? Why did the supply drop? That's the halving. That's where the supply of new coins onto the market gets cut in half. And this happens roughly every 4 years for Bitcoin. So all of a sudden, with the growth in Cash App, in a single quarter, it goes from looks like about 2/3 of all new coins being eaten up by Cash App to the demand via Cash App on this trajectory ends up being double the amount of new coins brought onto the market every quarter. And that is insane. When that kind of scarcity hits, assuming that demand continues to grow at that rate, and there's no guarantee it will, but with those projections, that would be insane. And look at Q3 2020 if those projections continue to grow. That is the kind of stuff that contributes to manias. Now, I don't necessarily think it's going to follow this trajectory exactly. I don't think that we'll be in a full-on mania near the end of 2020, but I do think that this pinch is going to contribute to the next mania, and I think that in the year following 2021, shit's going to get crazy. Again, like 2017, I would not be surprised because a lot of people don't understand or at all know what the baked-in monetary policy of Bitcoin is and how it works and how the supply of new coins onto the market gets cut in half every 4 years. And so they see the price going up and they FOMO in because the numbers are big. And I would not be surprised to see it happen again and again until it's common knowledge how this works. So very interesting there. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. We can kind of, towards the end of the year, see if the growth of Cash App continues to go the way it does. Now, of course, Cash App is probably eating up more of the market because Jack Dorsey being so vocal about it on Twitter. Of course, it's going to get some market share. And a lot of crypto people, Bitcoiners and crypto Twitter, everything, they're all on Twitter. And so people see that and they get excited and they start using it. So yeah, that could be also a reason for the growth. So who knows if that's sustainable, but we'll see. And one other story here. Facebook coin is coming. Oh God, do we need another stable coin? Anyways, so Facebook is seeking reportedly $1 billion in backing for Facebook coin, and they're in talks with Visa and MasterCard to make this happen. A lot of the reasoning for the $1 billion is so that people aren't worried about liquidity issues and so that they always know that they can cash in and out easily. So I mean, why does Facebook want to do this? I don't know. Everybody wants to print money, I guess. It's a power thing. If you can print money, then wonderful. And I mean, look at Tether. How long did it take Tether to go fractional reserve? Not very long. So once you have the power to create a token, then you have the power to fractional reserve it. And looking at Tether and looking at BitFinex, sure, there was some impact, but holy hell, by and large, people have just gone, nah, whatever. Which is insane to me because fractional reserve banking and poor banking practices are the exact reason Bitcoin was invented. And it seemed like the cryptoverse collectively shrugged its shoulders and said, nah, whatever. It blows my mind. I don't like stable coins. I'm not a big fan of them. I do understand the utility of being able to take a stable asset and move it quickly between exchanges for arbitrage purposes, but oh my God, like you're taking fiat, which is already trash, and you're adding on an additional layer of counterparty risk to it, which is clearly being exploited to create fractional reserve. I'm at a loss. Okay, anyways, I'm done with this. Let's sum it up. I don't like stable coins. Let's move on. And this is more on a personal note. This shirt that I'm wearing here, I love it. So Bull Bitcoin is putting together an online store for swag. And we've got tons of stuff. You've probably seen on Twitter some of the hats and stuff like that. We've done some contests for free hats and swag on the Bull Bitcoin Twitter. Anyways, this is the Hodlnaut shirt. We actually got specific permission from Hodlnaut to do this. Some of the money is going towards Hodlnaut himself because he deserves a fucking vacation. So anyways, I think it's a pretty rad just design. We've got a great resident artist that goes by the name of MadeX. And yeah, you can see it on screen there, but I am wearing it now and I love it and I'm super stoked. So if you want to know when the store drops, because the store for all of this swag is not yet available, and it's going to be pretty limited. Like we're only doing so much of it, but you need to, if you want to find out when it's going to be available so that we don't sell out and you don't get nothing, you can follow the Bull Bitcoin Twitter handle. So at Bull Bitcoin _ and you can also find us on Facebook, Bull Bitcoin. There is a LinkedIn, but I don't know who uses LinkedIn. And of course, bullbitcoin.com. There'll be mentions on there as soon as it goes. But yeah, Twitter is kind of where it's at. So as long as you're checking in there, you should see something in the next week in a bit, maybe 2 weeks. We're not quite sure, but it's going to get rolling pretty quick here. So yeah, hodler not sure. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end there. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help out the show, hit up my website, hit up Ledn.io, the sponsor. Links for that down below. And smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification, because every time this airs for the first time, I'm in the side chat chatting everybody up. So make sure you make it for that next time. And if you really liked what you saw, you can drop me a Bitcoin Lightning Network tip via my tippin.me page. If you don't know how to do it, I have a tutorial, which I will link here as well. Thank you guys again, and I will see you after the weekend for your daily session.